Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do rumor and speculation station because it looks like there's some early leaks on the Citi Strata Elite, and I don't know if I believe them. So we're going to go over those. We're going to go into my speculation on what the card might look like and go from there. So let's jump into things. We're going to go over to Danny the Deal Guru. As always, I'm going to share my screen. Now, this I'm going to take with, I don't know, a Mount Vesuvius size grain of salt. You know what? The grain of salt that I'm taking this with is the size of Olympic Mons. But let's jump into things. Sharing from Danny, we've got Citi Strata Elite could launch in Q3 2025, plus rumored annual fee and benefits. Now, Danny's pulling this from some comments on Doctor of Credit. A claimed Citibank worker has posted what they have seen, allegedly, of the card. Now, I am not going to go to the Doctor of Credit source because this person did not decide to use their alt account, which should have been, I don't actually work at Citi 12345, instead of the name that they're posted under, which happens to be their first name. So I'm not going to give that credence at the moment, because if it is actually somebody who works at Citi and their bosses find it, that would be bad. Now, am I saying that my video would be the reason that would happen? Absolutely not. But I will not take that chance. So here we go. A previous rumor plus a recent comment of Doctor of Credit. You can follow that link if you so choose. The Danny the Deal Guru link will be in the description as always. Says the following: annual fee $595 with either a $75 or $95 annual fee for authorized users. The Citi Prestige had a $75 annual fee for authorized users. I will believe that authorized users will have an annual fee. Things tend to go up, so 95 is certainly believable. As we saw with the Sapphire Reserve, it went from 75 all the way to an eye-watering $195. So I can believe the 95. 85 also seems a little bit believable. You would get a $145 annual fee discount with Citi Gold. Requires $200,000 plus in balances. I believe there was something similar on the Citi Prestige, so we'll check that one off and say, yep, that's fine. Earn rates: 12 times Citi Thank You points on hotels, car rentals, and attractions booked through Citi Travel. Okay. 6 times on air travel booked through Citi Travel. Okay. 6 times on restaurants on Citi nights every Friday and Saturday from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. This is so weirdly specific, I have to believe it, but this is also completely stupid. I'm just gonna say that. I don't have anything else there. 3 exit restaurants at any other time. If you have the Citi Prestige, you're hopping mad right now. And 1.5x on all other purchases. I mentioned a priority pass, a $300 annual travel credit for Citi travel bookings, $240 splurge credit for select merchants, Admirals Club access, 4 annual passes. The card will also likely be the first new top-tier World Legend MasterCard, so it would be the Citi Strata Elite World Legend MasterCard, which sounds stupid. Okay, here's what we're going to go with. Right, annual fee, I believe. Authorized user fee, I could certainly see $95. 145 discount, I definitely see that. These multipliers, right? We're going to go to NerdWallet because I had to pull up the old Citi Prestige, the current Citi Prestige as it still remains. Right, Citi Prestige. This is coming back to NerdWallet. They're highlighting the Citi Prestige card. You can't get it; it's no longer publicly available. One of the best all-around travel cards. Blah blah blah. Credit score, excellent credit. $495 annual fee. So the new card is only coming out at $100 over the top for a card that hasn't been available, compared to a card that hasn't been available in about 4 years, maybe. The only thing that I could give credence to for allowing that $100 increase as opposed to, I don't know, the $245 increase that we saw with the Sapphire Reserve or whatever's coming with the American Express Platinum is Citi. If this is in fact the first World Legend MasterCard, Citi and MasterCard have struck a pretty sweetheart deal to start things for Citi. And eventually this card will go up to $695, $795, $850, something like that over time. Citi Prestige rewards. Now, it did have a welcome offer of 50,000 bonus points worth $500 in travel after spending $4,000 within 3 months of opening the account. I have to imagine that when the Citi Strata Elite launches, you will have at least an 80 to 100,000, maybe even more welcome offer. So Okay. And it would be 5,000 in 3 months. That is the standard rate right now. You could see 6,006. You could see 8,006, depending on how big of a reward they want to give you. The Prestige gave you 5 times points per dollar spent on airlines, travel agencies, and restaurants, including cafes, bars, lounges, and fast food restaurants. 3 points per dollar spent on hotels and cruise lines, and 1 point per dollar on all other purchases. Points are redeemable for travel to statement credits. You could trade your points out with Citi's transfer partners in 2021. Supermarket and restaurant purchases also counted to the $250 travel fee, travel credit, because it did carry a $250 travel credit every calendar year. That something stopped that in 2020 and 2021. So there was a carve out for 2021. $250 travel fee on the Prestige did not have caps or limitations preventing you from spending $250 either in the travel portal, if you so chose, or spending outside of the travel portal. Up to $100 every 5 years is a reimbursement for your application for global entry TSA PreCheck. That has gone up to $120 now. You're covered. You'll be fine. So we'll say that's $120 credit. Complimentary 4th night at a hotel of your choice after a minimum 4 consecutive night booking through thankyou.com. And this benefit is capped at 2 times per year. So this was like, at one time, I believe it was unlimited. Then they had to cap it at 2 times per year. And you could still drive pretty incredible value, especially if you were booking like a $300, $400 a night hotel. So $1,600 booking was a $1,200 booking. And you still got the points and everything for it. And that's before your $250 travel credit. So you could do a $1,600 booking. It would become a $1,200 booking and then take another $250 off of it, taking it right back down to about $950. Yes. So that's the Prestige. That is the card that is ultimately being replaced by Strata Elite. Now, going back to the Strata Elite rumors here, all right, from Danny, they're highlighting Priority Pass. Okay, cool. Supposedly this commenter, who I'm not going to name, did not mention whether it was Priority Pass with restaurants. The Prestige still has Priority Pass with restaurants. You've got $540 in booking in credits, with Priority Pass being another $120 every 5 years, depending on if you use it. That's what, $660 in credits? There's got to be more. There's got to be a lot more. I'm sure there'll be like a Citi Sound Vault credit, which is their intimate concert series or their exclusive concert series that you can buy tickets through Ticketmaster. World Legend MasterCards will have some sort of benefit with Live Nation and Ticketmaster. So I would have to imagine that there will be a Ticketmaster credit of some sort associated with this card. This card, as presented in this rumor, there are weirdly specific things that tell me that most parts of this rumor are true. $240 splurge credit for select merchants. Given the nature of leaks that we've seen on Reddit and Doctor of Credit and that have been reported, yeah, they've been too right for me to immediately discount this, and this is far too specific to be a lie. Admirals Club access in addition to the priority passes. You see the American Express Platinum card has access to Delta Sky Clubs. You have the Chase Sapphire Reserve getting Maple Leaf Lounge access. So access to Admirals Club makes a certain amount of sense, but at $595, only 4 passes for Admirals Club does not feel worthy of that price. I'm surprised you're not getting an Admirals Club membership, especially when the Citi Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard, which would also likely become a World Legend MasterCard, and maybe that card getting a retooling later this year would make sense to be one of the first clients, because much like Citi, American Airlines has a long-standing relationship with MasterCard. So before we get into Citi Strata Elite's going to be the first one, Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard makes a certain amount of sense that it could get the World Legion branding. And I still think it would be funny if Wells Fargo or Capital One took over as somehow got the first World Legend MasterCard, just because I like chaos. Okay. So going back to the card and going back to this, the travel portal stuff checks out. The 6 a.m. The 6X restaurants on Citi nights every Friday and Saturday night from 6 to 6. Again, that makes a certain amount of sense because of the weird specificity to it, but it's completely stupid. I would much rather they just offer 5X on restaurants and just Be done with it. 3x on restaurants at any other time. So basically it's 12 and 6 in the portal, 3x restaurant, no other travel, and 1.5x on everything else. Does that really sound like a card for $595, even with 4 Admirals passes? Like, that doesn't sound worth it at $595. And yes, you could probably pair it with the Citi Strata Premier and the Citi Strata card and the Citi Double Cash card and a Citi Custom Cash and pool your thank you points together that way. But man, you are needing to do a lot to do this. And it just doesn't sit right, because this is a complete destruction of the Prestige, right? Now, I certainly understand that bringing back Prestige in any sort of like fully formed, capable way would be painful for Citi because Prestige was super powerful. But is this it? Now, I could definitely come up with some more credits, but if I were allowed to design this card, I'm fine with your 12 and 6. That's fine. I would do 5x restaurants. I would do 3x all other travel at minimum. I would find another 5x category for people, because you're doing gas, grocery, dining on the Premier at 3x, right? I don't know what else you could do completely, which is a bit of a cop out for me. But if this is a travel and dining card, make travel and transit a 5x category, make restaurants a 5x category, make, you've got the elevated earnings in Citi Travel. You attach more things into Citi Travel if you want to do that. No, you know what? How about this? If you were going to take on Chase, I'll keep the 5x dining. I'll keep that. Instead of 5x travel, right? 4x general travel, or alternatively, 5x restaurants, 3x mobile wallet, 1.5 everything else, and just see what happens, right? You're not doing elevated earnings in with your points. You're not elevating the value of your points in the travel portal. So that's not useful. You don't have anything like the edit. You're going through Citi Travel for your $300 travel credit, which is capital one of you. Yeah, I really don't know what to think here. This is not the card that you were waiting for since 2022. The World Legend benefits are going to have to carry this card over the top, because as of right now, this card listed ain't it. There's got to be more credits. There's got to be some sort of Sound Vault piece to it, or something with Live Nation, there's definitely pieces missing. This is not the card you were waiting for. And if this ends up being the card that you waited for, Citi fans, I'm sorry, especially because Citi has a way of turning off the ghost cards lately. The Rewards Plus card got booted into Citi Strata card as of this week. The Citi Premier was just overnight turned into the Citi Strata Premier. If they turn off Prestige and force you into this card, I'm sorry if that happens to you. This is a mess. And like 2025 and 2024, all major credit card launches have been bad. And the only like successful launches that I've seen were Wells Fargo Autograph Journey, the Mesa card to an extent, and the American Express Gold Card refresh in 2024 and 2025. The Hilton refreshes also weren't so bad. Surpass losing Priority Pass and the Aspire losing Priority Pass were bad, but nothing compared to whatever this is. So, yeah, I don't know what we're going to see. This can't be it. There has to be more coming, because if this is the card you waited for, I am so sorry, Citi fans. But we'll put a pin in it. We will obviously revisit this if we see more come out about Strata Elite before an official launch. Knowing Citi and knowing their proclivities of what day of the week they typically actually do some work on, I'm going to say this card is launching on, I'm still going to jokingly say this card is launching on September 28th until I'm proved wrong otherwise. So they're going to take Q3 to the absolute limit. This is bad, and let's hope that this is not what we see. So that's going to do it for this one. If you like what I do, hit the like and subscribe button down below. Check out the Stack Your Points podcast. We record Monday nights, but we release the show on Wednesdays and Fridays here on YouTube. We have a new YouTube channel coming out, myself and RJ from Stack Your Points. We could do lives on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Check out the pinned comment for ways to support me outside of the show. Rove, Top Cashback. I've got a link tree. I've got a Ko-fi, buy me a coffee, anything down there. That would be helpful as well. But I appreciate your time. You could have been anywhere else. You chose to stick around with me. I appreciate it. Bye for now.